and first step they can take to take control, be part of this.
Maybe the first step is look at the tools you use every day and who they belong to, and if they're proprietary closed, if you can't see inside, is there an alternative that is actually open and that you could actually see?
Yeah, Bal, what's the one takeaway?
I mean, for me, like, just narratively, when you think about how you interact with the world, are you a reservoir or are you a swamp, right? Like, and using that idea and approaching things that way, like, that's how I got to understand like what open source was relating to how I try to approach the world.
Yeah, keep it fresh. Eric, what's your message, parting takeaway?
I'll go slightly more action oriented. I would challenge all of you, if you don't already have a domain, to go buy a domain. And start like a link in bio. You can do it on WordPress.com in like 5 minutes. And like that's now your space on the web.
By the way, johnsmith.com is available, but we looked it up, and whoever's sitting on it is asking $1.57 million. Anil, what is your one?
I love all of those. The one I push on it is language. Right? We fall back into convenience. A lot of you will have heard somebody say, "Look at my Substack. There's no such thing as my Substack. You don't own it. You can have an email newsletter. There is no such thing as my Substack." You will see people say unalive. The algorithm is telling them they can't use the word dead. There's no such thing as unalive. Like, challenge yourself to change your language to conform to what you think and to what you actually believe and what you actually own, and not be controlled by companies that will actually shape your thoughts. They will hold you hostage to their closest. You can start to control your language and control the language of those around you. Push people. Say, let's subscribe to my Substack. Remind them there is no such thing. If you can do that, then you can get to it.
Just playing devil's advocate, and shouldn't governments be able to support anti-competitive behavior?
That is the right answer, but we are not in a place where we have the rule of law in those areas.
And maybe especially when it comes to AI, let me ask, at this point, I think the movie kind of is a little questioning what the future is at this moment of big AI companies. Paolo, what are your thoughts on what does this mean? Future of open source in the age of AI. These companies, as it points out in the movie, they've grown on the backs of things like Wikipedia, which are open source, free information resources.
I mean, there's an irony there, which is that large AI companies complain about what they call model distillation. Basically, competitors trying to extract all the knowledge from their model for free, while those models were trained on all these freely available content without asking questions, without asking for permission, and basically reselling them the product. So this is one of those things. I think at the core of the open source license Matt mentioned, the GPL, is the fact that the license is viral, which means that if you take some software that is under that license, the GPL, and modify it and distribute it, you have to carry the license with it. So you have to allow other people to modify it. It seems logical, right? That you benefited from something, you give the same something back. Well, those AI companies have completely broken that model. They have taken everything that was available for free, regardless of what kind of license it had, and then they wrap it up in a box, it's closed, and sell it to you. And going back to what Anil was saying, they can tomorrow decide that, we're not going to use that type of sentence, we're not going to say that type of thing. The answers will never go in that direction. Now, of course, some of those things are for safety, like there are very good reasons, but we also know that the safety in an open source environment, everybody can have an eye on it and check that, hey, yes, you're applying safety boundaries, but you're not overstepping. in a closed box, nobody can figure out what's going on
Yeah.
inside.
So what's the antidote? Anybody else want to weigh in on?
I mean, one of the challenges is people will say about open source AI, the open source AI tools aren't as good. And the question is what we consider good. Because what you just described is big AI tools do not practice consent about what they do to the web, or what they do to creators, or what they do to the rest of the world. And there are still parts of culture that think consent matters. Whether the people that run those companies care, the rest of us do care. And so those are things we can say. It's like good is defined as caring about consent. And so AI models that are open source inherently practice consent because we value that open source.
And those do exist.
And they do exist. And so we can say, this is what we consider good, and these open source AI models are good for our values. And that's one of the things that's actually great, is there are lots of them. And especially in the global south, especially in Scandinavia, weirdly, they love open source AI there, and they develop lots of love them for it. And so there's lots of places around the world that are developing these things. The rest of the world is not happy about using American technology for all the obvious reasons. So they're developing alternatives that are open. Great news is we can still use them because they're open source. And so I think a lot of these tools are being developed. And one of the things that's really, really important is thinking about there being one option in a technology category is so broken brain. It's like thinking there should be one restaurant, right? Like you shouldn't have like just McDonald's. There should be lots of little mom and pop restaurants and all different kinds of cuisines, right? The same is true of technology. Lots and lots of options. Like, these tools we're talking about let you make lots of different websites. They don't all look the same. And so that idea, like there should be lots and lots of little AIs for all different topics. Because what you get when you have one big platform is ChatGPT is telling people's children to self-harm. No, it's true. This is a fact, right? There are still facts. And when you have, there's this great VFX house in LA, Corridor Digital, and they made an AI tool that helps you take the green screen images off of the green screen and it extracts them really well. It's for a specific purpose. It works really well. You train it on their own content with consent. It will never tell people's kids because it has a purpose and it's made by creators for creators. And it's open source.
Well, Bao, you